and welcome to the latest Craftmania Sunday Showcase. I'm Jamie and I'm going to be your host today. I have some brand new dies to share with you, and even better than that, not only are they brand new, they're on incredible offers as well, and I mean really incredible offers. We've actually managed to get our hands on some clearance dies. No one knows why they're clearance because they're beautiful and they cut wonderfully, but they are on offer, so we've managed to pass that offer on to you. But when they're sold out, they're sold out. There is no more, so please don't hesitate. If you want to get your hands on these ones, truly do act quickly. Last week's showcase was incredible. I actually believe that was our most popular one to date. And these are just growing and growing and growing, and we are sending so much stuff abroad now. It really is now or never with a lot of these products, so don't miss out. So, enough of that, let's actually have a look and show you what we've got to play with today. So, I'm going to introduce you to our blue bundle. Because we are very limited, we're not going to be selling these objects individually. They're going to be set into bundles because we think they're going to go so quick and the offer prices are so cheap for you anyway. We know that you're going to want the bundle instead of mucking about buying them separately. So this is your blue bundle. I'm sure you can see why. All the dies are very nicely coloured tealy blue. There are, as you can see, 5 different packets of dies, but in the actual sets you're getting different dies in them. So I'm going to start with this one. This one's my favourite. I am allowed to be a bit more biased this week because if you're going to buy them all as a bundle, I can confess my faves. So this one I love. This is actually your oval die, and as you can see here, it's incredibly intricate. I've left the die on top here to show you that you do actually get a separate oval. So if you wish to, you can cut out the middle and turn it actually into a frame, or of course you can leave it solid and have it as a topper instead. I love this. I just find all the intricate work around here is so intricate, it's beautiful. And there's also little hidden embossed bits on it as well, which I don't know how well you're going to see that, but it is a really lovely die to work with. In with it you get 2 twiddly bits as well. Now I haven't actually used these on my samples today. I've had a bit of a sample nightmare. There's a whole long story to it. But a part of my day my machine actually broke and I ended up without a die cutter. So I have got a few less samples today, but I have got 9 I'm going to show you and tease you with. So some bits I didn't quite get to play with, but hopefully I can talk you through a couple of ideas. So these are our twiddly bits that come in with it. One of the bits I quite like is that they give you a left and a right, whichever way you round you wish to put them. But I quite like the idea of putting them together with a little body in the middle and turning them into a butterfly. You don't have to, but I did think that was quite pretty. But they certainly do match in very well with your border piece as well, as you can see. They really have continued that scrolly effect. So that's set number 1. So you've got your oval frame, your oval cutout and your 2 scrolly bits in the middle. On to your next one in the blue bundle. This time we've got like a shell design going on the actual edges of our die cut, and then in the middle we have a really beautiful matching corner. I've cut out one of these here just so you can see it quickly as to what you're actually looking at. I love this cardstock as well. I'm going to be showing you how you can buy that in your essential pack this week, but we'll chat more about that in a little while. But it's actually the linen texture is on the card, but you can see when we've embossed it through the stencil, through the die, it's actually added some really lovely patterns to it and sort of builds in with the textures from the actual texture of the card. On to your next one. This time we've got like a fleur-de-lis frame, and then in the middle of it you've actually got another square. So I've left that one out so I can show you. You do get another square in there as well. So if you do want to layer it up, you can. There is a blade that runs around the inside of the actual die, so it will cut out as a frame, this one, and then you've got another square to go with it. You've also got these really nice sort of flourishy bits as well. That are, again, they've been quite nice. They've given you the left and the right side to them. So that means we can do quite a few different bits for them. So I'll show you them on some of my cards as well. Moving on to your next one in the blue bundle, we have this one. Now I love the fact with this that it's got these big open circles. They actually cut out around those. So you could put big gems in the middle of them or candy dots in the middle of them. And if you like candy dots, the dots that it cuts out would be perfect to use instead of candy dots. If you do candy dot stamping and bits like that, they might be nice for that as well. Again with this one you do get the corner in the middle. So lots we can do with that. I haven't, but you certainly could use it and dress it up and stick them back to back and turn it into medallions and things like that as well if you wanted to. Because it's got such a nice big point on this one, you could do more with it than just use it as a corner. We then have a border die. Now this one is one with a blade on the bottom. We often talk about edgeables where they don't have a blade on the edge of them. This one does. So it means that that will cut out as a freestanding item each time. Now there's fors and against with both edgeables and border dies, and it really does depend on what you're aiming to achieve. But I quite like these, and there's a lot we can do with that, and in some cases it's less faffy than having to cut it off. I'm going to show you lots of things I've done with that one. So I do have my favourites, and you do get to see a bit more of them ones. And this is one of them. I think it's beautiful. I didn't manage to dress this up for Christmas today, but it certainly would also make quite a nice snowflakey or Christmas edge border as well. So I know a lot of you are thinking of Christmas as we're moving on through the year. That would be a really good one to do that with. So that was blue bundle. So as I say, you're getting 5 different packets. God knows how many dies in total, but quite a few dies. Your recommended retail price for that collection should be £75.95, but you can buy all of them for just £40. So that's all 5 of your sets, your 4 different frames, and your border, of course. So that's a nice little saving, isn't it? £35.95, nearly half price, and 40 quid for all of that lot. That's really silly money, isn't it? So I'm sure they're going to go very quickly. We do have another bundle for you as well. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you the red bundle. I know, very colour coordinated this week, aren't we? So in the red bundle, these are a bit different. There's 3 of these to begin with, and then I'm going to show you a couple of others as well. These are floral build-up dies. So for instance, what that means is that you're going to have in this one a border, and it cuts it out and it embosses on it the places to put your petals. You then get a strip in here to cut all of your flowers to layer on the top of it. We get another strip die that's got the leaf on it if you wish to add in leaves around it to build it out a bit more. And you also get a single head for if you want to use that instead of gems and bits, or pop them in the middle of bows maybe, or if you just want to accentuate your border with more levels to it as well. So again, these are something I didn't get as much time to play with all 3 of these as I wanted to today, but I think you're going to be very creative with them, and I do think they're going to go very quickly. So next up, same idea, this is the wreath version. So with this one we end up with a wreath. You then get 2 little leaves to use with that one, and you get 6 more of your flowers to cut out, which is very good, because where you're going to end up with all of these, depending on the machine you're using, you can whop out loads and loads of the flowers, and they do differ slightly depending on which packet you've cut them from. So you can end up having more texture and more definition in your bundles when you actually make them up on your wreaths or your borders. The next one in the set gives you 2 different corners. Now on this one we've just got the flowers and it cuts off around the edge of it. On this one they've also put on some really lovely leaves which you can emboss as well to get some really nice veins going on in the middle of them. This is one of the ones cut out of obviously without the leaves to give you an idea of the size of it when it comes out, and hopefully you can pick up on here where the embossed bits are, showing you where to layer the flowers. Obviously you don't have to emboss them, or equally you don't have to put the flowers on. If you want to just use the elements as they are, you certainly can, or you could of course colour them or ink them if you wanted to instead of actually layering on the flowers. So lots of options for them, but I will be showing you some of them built in a little while, and they really do look quite impressive when they're actually constructed. Our last 2, now these are a bit different, and I really loved these. I was quite surprised by this. We've got a circle and a square version, and they're actually designed as like place settings. So basically what it means is there is a score line in the middle. The blade cuts around the top of the circle or the square, depending on the one you're using. So you can fold it and it will actually stand on its own to create a place setting. Equally, you can pop bags in between them and staple them shut and actually use it as like a header. If you make your own things at craft fairs or things like that, you might want to put on here your price or what they are and then staple that across the top of your bag, and it's a bit more of a fancy topper. Or of course in my samples I'm going to show you how you can use these on your cards to create some quite different effects. But that's the circle one cut and that's the square one. I loved with the square one how we got all these nice little dots running across the bottom as well and a scalloped edge. I do think they're pretty impressive, and so many ideas of what we can do with them. I only had a little chance to make a couple of cards of them today, but I will show you them and give you some ideas. So your red bundle, that one is recommended retail price of £40.95, but if you wish to just buy the red bundle, which consists of the 5 red sets of dies, that's £25. So again, you're going to save about £15.95 on that one. So again, quite a good little saving to be had. But, of course, this is a Sunday showcase, so we do like to keep on adding on the offers. If you wish to, if you can't pick between both of them, which we completely understand if you can't, you can buy all of the dies I'm showing you today in one super bundle. Now, your super bundle should cost you £116.90, but you can have all of that lot for just 60 quid. So that's incredible, isn't it? Because obviously you're getting your 4 different frames with a couple of corners, a few flourishy bits, a couple of layers. You've got your border die, you've got them 2 stand-up ones, and you've got your 3 build-up flower ones. So that really is an awful lot for you to get for just £60. Again, I will stress, I think these are going to go quickly. So don't hesitate. Get online and order them, whether you wish to order them to be collected in store via Facebook or YouTube. Or of course you can pop on our website and then you can either click and collect them, or we can of course post them to you. Just a quick reminder, if you live in the UK, all orders over £35 are free P&P. If it's under £35, it's just a flat rate of £2.75. If you live anywhere in the world and wish to buy these, that's not a problem. Just check out the frequently asked questions page on our website and it will tell you how our international shipping works, and we will literally post them to you anywhere. Never a problem. I've had a lot of orders for Australia and America this week, quite big ones, so you know, never worry, we'll send anything anywhere. And then your next offer, your last offer today, obviously I'm going to show you lots of cards in a moment with the dies I've made, and they're going to feature a lot of these products. So like last week, we introduced you to an essentials pack with quite a nice little saving. That actually sold out a lot quicker than we expected. So we've brought you back another essentials pack. Obviously different things to use with these dies, and again at quite a nice little saving. So in this set, you're going to get £15.57 worth of products for just £10. Now, what that actually means you're going to be getting, you've got 3 sheets of A4 Centura Pearl in lilac. We then are giving you 10 sheets of Ice Gold 300 GSM Pearl card as well, which is just beautiful. I'll show you why that's so special in a little while on my samples, but this you're really going to want, I feel. You've then got 10 sheets going across the top here of that lovely linen card I show you that we did actually cut one of the dies out of and embossed it. So this is 10 sheets of gold metallic linen. You're then going to get 10 sheets of brushed gold pearl card as well. You've then also got a blue, a copper and a green in the linen metallic. And we're just giving you one of each of these. I haven't actually used them, but I think you're going to like the gold version so much that we wanted to give you some that you could have a little play about with and experiment on your own. So hence why we'll give you a green, a copper and a blue. And again, they're that really lovely linen metallic. So I think you're going to like them. You're also going to get 2 meters of ribbon. And this isn't just any old ribbon, it's actually an edged sheer ribbon. And it's beautiful and makes lovely bows. So you're going to get 2 meters of that. In the middle here you can see you've got 3 12x12s as well. They are full 12x12s, and the bottom one and the top one are both double-sided. The one in the middle is just a flat gingham one. And then to end your essentials pack, we are going to give you an alphabet sheet of pearls. They're already pre-glued into an alphabet shape, so you can just lift them off and stick them on, and they're great fun. If you like these and you haven't seen them before, we also do them in a rhinestone version, but they are lovely to work with, and I hope you'll like them when you see them on my cards. So let's take you now and show you some of the projects I've been working on, shall we? Let's start from the beginning. Let's come down this end. So, the first one is my white work card. Every week I do a white work card of some description usually. I couldn't let you down this week. And these flowers that we've got that go on top of the corners are just so perfect for white work because they just look lovely layered in just the one tone colour. So obviously we have our corners, we've got our flowers layered on top. I've added in a few little leaves just to complete the look. In the middle here we have the oval from your frame set. The top one I have cut the middle out of, the bottom one I've left solid, and then I've foam padded them together. You've got them really nice little flourishy bits that also come out of one of your frames. That's the fleur-de-lis frame. And then on the sides here, you might not have noticed this, this is the border die, and where it's quite neatly down on one side, on the base of it, because we haven't had to cut it off or measure it, they're all equal. I've just popped them in just to add this little bit of interest in here. It looks like I've used an actual die cut panel for that, where really it's just 4 of them stuck in on the sides. And the corners help cover up the joins and ends from them, so it all sort of hopefully pulls together to look quite nice. I've added in just another one of our die cuts. This is just one we carry in store just as a bit of a focal point, but of course that could be a butterfly or just about anything really, couldn't it? And of course if you wanted to, you could add some sentiments to this as well, but it is just kept quite clean and simple. Moving on to your next card. Now this again is one of them things we've shown you on a recent Sunday showcase. We did waterfall cards not that long ago, and you received waterfalls with pictures. Well, this time I've used my stand-up die, which was a square one obviously, and I've just removed one side of it and I've glued these onto my waterfall mechanism instead. And then in the middles I've used my pearl letters to spell out the name Daphne, which of course is my mum's name, but you could put wedding or congratulations or birthday, however many tabs you want to add in, however long you want to make the waterfall be, you could add in to have whatever you wanted it to say. And then of course in the background you're seeing the paper that comes from your essentials set as well. And then on the edge we have of course the border die as well. Now the dies on these, and with the last card I should have mentioned, are all cut out of the ice gold card. Now I haven't touched these, they've just been left as is, but we'll get on to showing you how you can use them in a bit more of a dramatic way in a moment. But that's card number 2. Moving on to card number 3. Now, I haven't really told you much about my day today and how I've ended up in a bit of an odd place. I was kicked out of my Lowestoft store, which is where I normally make all my examples, because we had an MDF lesson going on with Tracy. So I ended up in Yarmouth and I forgot to take my stamps with me. So I only had a couple of sheets of stamps. You are going to see these ones quite a bit because they were my only option, but I do love them, so it's not a problem. If you're wondering why I've suddenly gone Dragonfly and Water Lily mad, that's why. This is the set you're going to see quite a bit of. This is code Water Lily, and it's $11.99. They are beautiful, and again, you did see these on a showcase not that long ago. But all I've done on my card here is just heat emboss them in gold on the ice gold pearl and cut them out. And then die-wise, we've got that really lovely oval again. I told you I'm a bit biased, I love that one. And then we've got the cut out from the middle, just cut out of white instead and layered on the top for our Water Lily to be stamped on. And then obviously we've got the corners coming out of that shell style design, the one of this die here, so that's the corner from in the middle there. They just don't look anything in the packets, do they? They really do look so much different when you actually see them cut. And I love with these dies how they've put in so much of the lacy embossing bit, because you just don't see that on them. But it's beautiful, it really is. Very nice and textured, really impressive to work with. So that's card number 3. Let's take you on to card number 4. Now card number 4, this one's where your ice gold card comes into its own. Now I do fear you're not going to get to see this very well on camera, and I do apologise, but I am quite enthusiastic about this, so I'm going to ramble on about it. When you colour over the top of the ice gold, I'm going to try and move this about a bit so you can see it. I've used Chipped Sapphire, which is a Tim Holtz Distress ink, which is normally just a flat blue. But where I've done it over the top of the ice gold cardstock, you can hopefully see quite a gold sheen come through the colouring. You don't pick it up quite so much when you're just looking at the white card on its own, but when you ink it, it really brings that colour through, and I think it looks really pretty. So that's why I'm so enthusiastic about that cardstock and why you've got the 10 sheets of it in your Essentials bundle. I've done the same with my corners here. If you're wondering, really did all of that lot come through, I've actually lined up one of the die cuts underneath here, so you can see all of these white bits that are left in. They're not the bits of the die which you should cut out, they're already gone, I've removed them already. Everything else that you can see in white are the bits that if you wish to, you can ink. So you simply just leave your die cut in the stencil, take your ink, I was using a blending egg, and just egg over the top of it with whichever ink you wish to use, and the colour will just go through and colour those parts of your die. So again, it does show you how you can get that really intricate looking work, and it really makes the embossed bits pop, doesn't it? So it really does make the die look more impressive. If we take that one out of here, so you can see them two together, that really does look a lot different inked, doesn't it? It's not exactly a new technique, they've always promoted dies that you can do that with, but not many people do, and I think it's a shame, because sometimes they can look so pretty when you ink through them. So that's that one. In the middle we've just used an ordinary die cut of a circle, and I've stamped a little bit on there. And then on the inside here I've added another couple of corners to continue that. Of course you don't have to use this as a diamond, it makes a perfect square as I said earlier. You could also turn these into medallions if you wanted to. I do lots of different bits with them, but it's just quite a simple card to show you one of the ways in which you could use that die set. Moving on, we have card number 4. So this time I've done black ink through my stencil, and we're looking at that one with the shell again. So we're looking at the shell design for your actual die cut. This is the only time you're going to get to see that one cut, if I remember rightly. And I think it's so impressive. I don't want you to miss out on it. You might pick up on the sheen a bit more on this one, because the middle really does sort of give it away. This was just black Memento ink I've used to stencil through the whole thing this time. And obviously where the middle's left open and it doesn't cut it out, it means that that's ripe to be inked if you want it to be. And then of course the corners, you can see again how much of that embossed work there is hopefully highlighted with our colouring. And then in the middle, obviously, we've got our dragonfly and our water lily again, which I think worked quite well for this one. But of course, without them, you could dress this card up to fit so many occasions, couldn't you? So many topics. Moving on to our next card. So this one, this one is again a bit of a gold one going on. So you can hopefully see why now we've given you so many sheets of that really lovely metallic linen gold in your essentials pack. So again, we've got them really nice big pointy corners, and again the middle with the is the cut out frame of the big holes in it again. And then we've got our water lily and our dragonfly, and then underneath are them little flourishy bits. I said they were lovely, didn't I? This time I was hoping that they look a little bit more like bulrushes, so I've inked them using tea dye and wild honey to sort of try and tone them down a little bit. But even if they don't, they're still pretty. And again, as I said, they do the left and the right, so they do form quite nicely around a circle being used in them directions if you want them to. And if you like the middles here, if you were lucky enough to get last week's Essentials pack, you've already got them. These lovely sun gems, you get a whole sheet of them for £1.29, and they come in white, pearl, cream and silver. But we gave you all of them in last week's Essentials pack, so if you was lucky enough to get your hands on them, you don't need them again, you've already got them. Moving on to our next card. Now this one was a bit of a different one. I wanted to show you really how beautiful them flowers are. So this time I've used the Ice Gold card again, and I've inked them. So I've used the purple Tim Holtz on this one, which is Seedless Preserves, and the Evergreen for Pine Needles, sorry, for the leaves. And that's actually the border one hidden away at the top here, to give you a little idea. I hope you can see just how intricate they are and how you could ink these to look like so many different flowers. They're just so beautiful. And then the corners down the bottom here really do show up how lovely that leaf design is. I've added in a couple of extra leaves on top of mine, but of course you don't have to if you don't want to. When I show it to you on the white one, obviously I glittered them as well. So if you wanted to, you could glitter them, or you could add pearls to the middles of them, or rhinestones, something like that if you wanted to jazz them up a bit more. Underneath this little box, I've actually made like a little box and attached it to the top of the card so that I could have that border really stand out, because I wanted you to see that. And then I've also added the little border piece coming out from underneath it. And I was going to hang this middle panel from up here with some ribbon, which of course you could do if you wanted to, if you like this sort of box top bit. But it just gives it a bit more dimension. And then on the front here, we of course have the fleur-de-lis frame. And then in the middle, we've stamped the fairy stamp. And with the fairy stamp, you also get the little magic, make your own magic verse as well. The code for the fairy stamp is code fairy, and it's only £7.99. And there are some lovely bits in here. You'll see more of them on a project I'm going to show you a little later as well. And they really are quite lovely to work with. Those two. Pop our bow back down the front there. But I hope you quite like that one. That's a bit of a different one for me. But I really was impressed with them flowers, so I hope you are too. Moving on, our owls are back. We had owls last week, and I know a lot of you purchased the owls on the strength of last week's card. Again, this was one of the only stamps I had with me, so owls are back. Again, this time I've inked out my top one. I've masked him off just using some masking tape before I've stamped it, because I like him, but he's just a bit too cutesy for what I wanted. So I've inked him off and got rid of him and just used those two and painted them in with some inks. And then again, we've got the fleur-de-lis frame going around the edge. I've inked for it this time using a yellow memento. I think it's called something like sunflower, if I remember rightly, but just a nice subtle yellow. I've also used that on top of the ice gold to colour my borders. And this is worth showing you again. This is the 4 borders just stuck round a square of card. But I should imagine, I'm hoping, it gives the effect that it looks like just one big die. But of course, instead, you've just used 4 of that border die to make that up. So it looks like you've got a really large, expensive die, when truth be told, we've just got one of our nice special offer ones. Again, I've inked my little panels under here and under here to tie it all in, but it is all just using the ice gold card. I really do love that, and it's not one that we've ranted and raved about much before, but it really is a lovely card to work with. On to my last sample of today. And I wanted to show you a different use for them stand-up tabs. So this time I've used them to mark the pages of my card. So I've popped them on in equal intervals, and then I've used the word mum to decorate down them. Again, I've cut my card out of cardstock and made it, so you could of course made it much taller, the pages could come out further. Basically what I'm trying to say is you could put as many tabs in as the word you want to spell again. So there's nothing stopping you doing people's names or different celebrations, different times. If you like that idea, there really is a lot you could do with them again. And of course we're using the pearls from your Essentials pack. Mine's got 3 little pages, but I haven't really decorated the back ones, but you certainly could do if you wanted to. I just wanted to show you how nice they work as the little tabs on the side. I've actually folded mine over and glued it down on the back here, which is quite nice because it looks a bit neater and gives you a purpose to having it there. If you didn't want to, like we did on the waterfall card, you could of course cut them bits off and just glue down the front, but I really did quite like them poking out over the edge, so hopefully you like that effect as well. But it does of course open up lots of things we could do with them. Again, if you're a scrapbooker, they might be really nice poking out of pockets with journaling on and things like that, or having pulley bits for your photos to appear from. So there's quite a few ideas you could do with them too. So just to recap quickly, we have your Essentials pack giving you all of the different papers, including the papers on the card we just looked at, your gems, your cardstock and a bit of ribbon. That one is worth £15.57 and is yours for just £10. If you can't pick between the dies, you can buy all of them in our super bundle. This is worth £116.90 and it's yours for just £60. We then of course have your red bundle. If you don't want to go mad, you want to keep it slightly tame, your red bundle gives you all 3 of your layering flowers and the tab dies. That should cost you £40.95, but is yours for just £25. And then of course we have our blue bundle. Now this I do really love. You've obviously got your 4 different frames and your border die going on in this one, and that's worth £75.95, but is yours for just £40. So I don't know how you're going to pick. I can imagine a lot of you are thinking now you really want the super bundle, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. 60 quid for that lot's just silly money, isn't it? So I'm sure you're going to go for that. Before I leave you today, I also wanted to talk to you about some of our lessons. I know you may have seen this on Facebook if you follow us on there, but we've been introducing lots and lots of lessons over the last couple of weeks. And I've got one I want to show you that hasn't even yet made it to Facebook, but you can order it as a product to come to online if you wish to. This is our MDF well. Now it's our fairy well. It's actually a money box. If you see the slit in here, it is actually a fully working money box with a little stopper on the base if you do want to use it for that as well. But I think it's just quite a lovely ornament and would certainly make quite a nice gift. We have already sold out a couple of these lessons just by talking about it in our current lessons this week, but we do have quite a few dates that I can tell you about that are coming up. So in Yarmouth, this one will be on Tuesday the 8th of May, Saturday the 26th of May, and then in Lowestoft it will be on the 12th of May, which is Saturday, and Thursday the 17th of May. This lesson runs from 12 till 4 at each of them dates, and it's just £20, and everything you need will be included for you to do it. This will be with our Tracy. I know some of you have met Tracy. She's actually the manager of our Lowestoft store, and she's now our MDF teacher, so this is one of the projects she'll be doing with you. It's a lovely lesson and I think you're really going to enjoy it. If you do wish to book for it, as I say, you can pop on our website and you can actually order it. There is a tab called Lesson Bookings. If you do wish to do that, please do it as a click and collect order and pay for it when you book it. If you don't pay for it, it won't count as a booking, but we don't want you to pay postage on it, so please don't do it as a standard order. Do it as a click and collect one, and then that way there won't be a postage charge. Because the last thing we want you to do is pay postage on something you're going to come and sit and do, because that's just not right, is it? Talking of lessons, we've also introduced quite a few others as well. So we now have crochet lessons going on in our Yarmouth store. These are every Thursday. They go on from 10 till 12:30 and they're just £8 a person. And Karen teaches those. She's absolutely brilliant. She's got the patience of a saint and she's really handy at showing you how to do different crochet stitches and create different projects with them. There's several different parts to it, and she will work with you at whatever level you are. So hopefully if it's something you haven't tried before, or even if you are quite good at it, Karen will be able to assist you and show you the next level of what you're doing. So as I say, that's in Yarmouth. It's 10 till 12:30 every Thursday, £8 a person. We also do it in our Lowestoft store. We have 2 lessons on a Friday. We're doing an AM and a PM lesson. So our AM one is 10 till 12:30, and then our afternoon one is 2 till 4:30. And then also, we've also added a card making lesson to our Yarmouth store on a Saturday. So for a long time we've done a Friday afternoon lesson in Yarmouth, but we're now adding a Saturday one as well. The Saturday lesson will go from 10 till 12:30 and it's just £10 a person. If you want to see more details about all of our lessons, check out the events section on our Facebook page, where you can see over 50 different events we have planned that are coming up over the next 2 or 3 months, including all of our original lessons and all of them new ones, including the Fairy Well, if you do wish to have a closer look at them. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you like it. I hope you've really enjoyed seeing the different dies and ideas you could do with them. If you have, please don't forget to like our video. If you really enjoyed it, please don't forget to share our video. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't as yet subscribed to our videos, please do. We're just about to hit 750. By the time you're watching this, I'd hope we've hit 750 subscribers, which just means the world to us. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. All of the 9 projects I've shown you today will be on our Pinterest page, so if you do wish to pop onto Pinterest and pin them so you can come back and have a look at them at a later date, then of course you can. Don't forget, all of the products I've shown you today, you can order them on Facebook or YouTube by telling us the items you would like in the store you wish to collect from, and we will have them held for you up until 5 PM on Saturday the 21st of April. That is also the same date that all of these offers end, but to be completely truthful with you, I expect they will have sold out way before then, so please don't miss out, get on them while you can. Of course, don't forget you can order on our website, and as I said earlier, you can click and collect them from the store, or of course we can post them to you. It doesn't matter if you live at the end of the road or the other side of the world, we will post them to you wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you all next week when we have another new Sunday Showcase video for you. Bye for now.